India's military superiority was proven beyond a shadow of doubt with Operation Sindoor, where India selectively targeted and precisely struck terrorist infrastructure across Pakistan. Now, Air Marshal Tiwari has provided irrefutable proof of India's superiority over Pakistani military. Speaking at an aerospace seminar in New Delhi, Air Marshal Tiwari stated that India fired less than 50 missiles towards Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, which was more than enough to bring Pakistan on its knees and run back to the negotiating table. 50 missiles which disabled Pakistan's American and Chinese-made fleet of warplanes by damaging the runways of their key air bases. 50 missiles which struck terror in the hearts of terrorists and destroyed key sections of their bases of operations across the country. Just 50 missiles that brought this so-called nuclear superpower to its knees. This is the strength of the Indian military. Let's open up this discussion. Major General Dwivedi, strong statement made by the Indian military officer, going about saying that it took India just days and less than 50 missiles to completely annihilate Pakistan, bring it to its knees and to the negotiating table to obtain a ceasefire. How do you have to react to this?
Well, first and foremost, I think the Air Marshal Tiwari's statement is very valid and it is very categorical. And there's no doubt about it that within a short time, I think as Air Marshal said, with about 50 weapons fired, the Pakistan did come on the negotiation table. Now we need to understand the larger picture. Today we are in the era of hybrid warfare, and hybrid warfare means both kinetic and non-kinetic. But no matter what type of warfare, air power is very critical, because until you have domination in the airspace, you cannot prosecute either the kinetic or non-kinetic warfare. In this case, the warfare was non-kinetic because there was no actual contact or there was no actual dogfight in the air, but both the air forces were on their respective side, and India did select very precise targets, initially 9 terrorist camps, which were hit and which are damaged, and thereon, as a retaliation to Pakistani airstrike, India took on 11 targets, and as Air Marshal said, we just used about 50 weapons. Why is it so? First and foremost, today air warfare is very precise. Means all the weapon systems have a very, very tight circular error of probability. That means that you can hit the target within about 10 meters. Secondly, you have the platform. Either you have the aircraft from where you can fire the weapons, so that is from the air to surface, or you can fire the weapon from surface to surface. So I'm sure this combination would have been used. Part of the air weapons delivered were from the air platforms, and part would have been delivered from the ground platform or surface platform. In this also, the weapon systems have to be a ideal mix, because it depends what weapon system is ideally used for what target. And in this case, as we can sort of make out from the media, that possibly BrahMos were used from the Su-30s, also from the surface to surface configuration, and the FALs had very potent weapon system package, that is the scalp, the hammer very precise weapon systems. So therefore, I think what Air Marshal has tried to convey, that in today's era, your strength is in your air power. It is how precisely you can hit the target and how precisely you can, defeat the opponent's air defense system. So I think this is well taken, but I only like to add one point, that let's not be only Pakistan-centric. We have to also take care of China, who is the actual nation behind Pakistan. And today China has huge, edge over us, especially in the form of, the stealth aircraft. They have about 200 of them, and we are still on the drawing board stage.